Hi, I'm Shar Jurgensen, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to show you how I made my Civil War quilt sampler. I grew up in the atmosphere of quilting. My mom belonged to a quilting guild. In fact, the quilting guild is still going. It's been some 60 years that they have met. And so we'd come off the school bus and come home, and all the ladies would be sitting around the quilting frame, and I guess that's how I kind of got interested in quilting, watching them making quilts. My grandma, my great-grandma, and my mom, they all were quilters as well. Actually, it was during wheat harvest when I took the class, and you could go into town early in the morning and nobody knew that you'd left the farm because the combines didn't go till later in the afternoon. And by the end of harvest, I had finished my first trip around the world quilt. And then from that, I moved on into Lone Stars, and I started teaching at community ed in the high schools. After so long, I decided I'd had enough of Lone Stars and Trip Around the Worlds, so I wanted to make a double wedding ring quilt, which is a quilt that intimidates everybody, all quilt makers. I bought a couple of patterns and didn't get them to work, so I decided I'm going to create my own pattern. Had it drafted, and then bought some acrylic plastic and had them cut with a meat saw, if you can imagine. It wasn't as accurate as the ones we have today, but the first pattern was very, very popular. This particular set of templates was cut by Lorne Gressett from out in Lecaparo. He used a meat saw to cut those templates, and he did a very, very good job. Very accurate, but today now our templates are cut with a laser cutter, so they've changed a lot. The one thing that was a problem with this set was that this particular piece in here was so terribly long and it was hard to package. This is my very first book. This is when I was still Shar's Prairie Patchwork. The logo is very I don't know how to explain it. I just did it with pencil the day I brought the book to get printed. Got the windmill and the quilt hanging on the clothesline. And my graphics are very, very, well, I took photographs, and that's how I did the graphics in this very first book. As you can see, I had a long ways to go to come out with a much better book, but you wouldn't believe how popular this pattern was and how many we actually sold. And that was the very first pattern that I took with me to Houston the very first time I went to the International Quilt Show. The way I cut the double wedding ring with speed, using the acrylic templates, that's what gave me my start. And I wished everything I did in life was as good as that, because it has really been a nice trip for me. I was starting to get exhausted from all the traveling, and so then I decided, well, maybe I should start a TV show and just do it one time, one series, and then I'm done. I don't have to do any more. And what I didn't realize when I did that was that that would just get to be a bigger snowball. Quilting from the Heartland name hasn't always been the name. It started out with Shar's Prairie Patchwork in the beginning. Then I went on with a new name called Quick Strip because I was quickly cutting the fabric and stripping it. So we've had a few different name changes, but now we've stuck with that for many, many years. One thing led to another, so then you do one series and you got to write books, and then you got to do another series, and it was a very, very popular show for me. I think I did 13 different productions for PBS. My very first one, however, was done in Appleton. That's where I got my start. I never dreamed that I would be on such a journey as this. When I started with the double wedding ring, there was not a business plan. I did not plan to go down this path. I was just playing with quilting, wanting to satisfy my own desire to make a double wedding ring quilt. It just happened that I happened to come across something that was so popular and easy for the ladies to do. The speed of cutting and the ease of putting it together. I just feel really blessed that happened. It was a real gift that I was given. So it's been a fun journey. Not to say that there hasn't been a lot of hard work with it, but it has been a lot of fun. If sewing is something that you like to do, certainly quilting is a way of leaving something for your family to treasure forever. Garments are wonderful, but to leave a quilt or an heirloom for your family is really a treasure for them to have forever. No matter what the style of quilt is, how elaborate or difficult it is, it'll be special forever to whoever gets that quilt. I don't know, I love it as much today as I did the day I started. It's an addiction. It's a true addiction. So, it's fun.